Descriptive Statistic, a branch of statistics dealing with summarization and description of collection of data. Data sets including the concept of arithmetic mean, median, mode, and quantile. Descriptive Statistic Introduction. Once you have collected data, what will you do with it? Data can be described and presented in many different formats. For example, suppose you have interested in buying a house in a particular area. You may have no clue about the house prices, so you might ask your real estate agent to give you a sample data set of prices. Looking at all the prices in the sample often of overwhelming. A better way might be to look at the median price and the variance of prices. The median and the variation are just two ways that you will learn to describe data. Your agent might also provide you with a graph of the data. In the chapter, you will study numerical and graphical ways to describe and display your data. This area of the statistic is called descriptive statistic. You will learn to calculate and even more importantly to interpret the measurement and graph. So, description statistic, ang pinag-uusapan dito is how to collecting data. So, pinag-uusapan dito is data. So, ang binigay na example dito sa description statistic is to buying the house. So, kung hindi mo alam ang prices ng isang bahay, ay you need to consult the you need to find the person na pwede kang tulungan about the prices of the housing kung wala ka talagang alam. If nakahanap ka na ng agent na pwedeng tumulong sa'yo about the buying the housing, is kailangan kanyang bigyan ng graph for the data para malaman mo kung ano yung mga prices of the housing kung wala kang clue or alam talaga sa pagbebenta or pagbibili ng mga isang bagay. So this study is you will study numerical and graphical. So pinag-aaralan din dito ang numerical and graphical way to describe and display your data. So hindi lang naman sa pagbibili or pagbebenta ng isang bagay ang kailangan ng data. Pwede rin sa company, also the company. We need to provide the data to how to increase and nag-i-increase ba ang mga or lumalago ba yung mga benta nyo sa isang company. And sabi nga dito, this area of statistic is called descriptive statistic. You will learn to calculate and even more importantly to interpret the measurement of graph. So you have to learn to calculate para malaman mo yung mga measurement of the graph. And let's proceed the displaying data. Displaying data is a statistical graph is a tool that helps you learn about the shape of distribution of a sample. The graphs can be a more effective way to presenting data that a mass of numbers because we can see where data clusters and where there are only a few data values. Newspapers and the internet use graph to show trends and enable readers to compare fact and figure quickly. So, displaying data is to help you learn about the shape and distribution of a sample. Ang displaying data ay isa sa tutulong sa iyo para malaman mo to how learn to shape the distribution of a sample. So, may mga sample dito na pinapakita na yung mga data paano. So, may example dito, Black of African America, 9% and 14.7%. Hispanic of Latino, 17%, 17.6%. And American Indian or Alaska Native, 0.6% and 1.1%, and white 57.1%, and 59.2%, and not reported others 6.0% and 1.7%. So may pinapakita dito na data, ethnicity, race versus percentage of AP examines. So makikita naman dito sa data na paano nag-i-increase ang isang bagay or dami ng tao or anumang datang tinutukoy. Let's proceed the histograms. So histogram is the most of the work you do not in this book. You will use the histogram to display the data. Once an advantage of a historical is that it can be readily display large data sets. A rule of thumb is use histogram when the data sets consist of 100 value of more. A histogram consists of the continuous boxes. It has a horizontal axis and the vertical axis. The horizontal axis is the labeled with what the data represent. For instance, distance from your home to school. The vertical axis is labeled either frequency or relative frequency. The graph will have no same shape with either label. The histogram, like the template, can give you the shape of the data, the center, and the spread of the data. So may pinakita na naman dito example. By the end of 2012, in the United States, Facebook has over 146 million users. The able show their age groups. The number of users is in each age group, and the proportion is as 0% of the user in each age group. So, meron ditong age group which is 13 to 25, 26 to 44, and 45 to 64. So, number of the Facebook user, ito yung dami ng mga taong gumagamit ng Facebook users. So, in the age of 13 to 25, which is a number of the Facebook user is 65,832 which is 65.082.280, and the proportion of 0% of Facebook user at the age of 13 and 25 is 45%. So, the age of 26 to 44, number of the Facebook user is 53.300.200. So, the proportion of 0% of the Facebook user at the age of 26 to 44 is 36.0. So, the age of the 45 and 64 age, the number of the Facebook user is at 27.885.100. And the proportion of 0% of Facebook user the age of 45 to 64 is 19%. So, kasi dito sa atin is dito sa 45 to 64, senior na yun siya. So, papasok na siya ng senior. So, hindi gaano kalaki or dami ang gumagamit sa Facebook this time. Sa the age of 45 to 65. So, ang pinakamalaki dito na percent is 13 to 25. So, mga bata pa ito. So, dito sa 26 to 44 is mga legal age na. So, ganun yung pinapakitang data according to the Facebook user this time. And another examples, the columns and the table below contain the race, ethnicity of U.S. public school high school class of 2011 percentage for the advanced placement examine population for the class and the percentage for the overall students population, and the dimensional graph show the race ethnicity of US public school qualitative data. On the x-axis, an advanced placement examine population percentage of the y-axis. So may pinakita ditong table. Makikita dito ang dami or percentage ng mga estudyante to US public schools and high school class of 2011. So, let's proceed. So, another graph na naman dito. So, another type of the graph that is useful for the specific data values of or is a line graph. In the particular line graph, show in the example, the x-axis consists of the data values and the y-axis consists of frequency point. The frequency point are connected. So, ang pinapakita dito sa type of graph is a line graph, and x-axis consists of data values and the y-axis. So, example, the number of the times teenager is a reminded and frequency. So, dito, the number of times 0, frequency 2, 1, frequency 5, and 2, frequency 8, 3, frequency 14, 4, and 7, and 5, frequency 4. So, halos lahat dito ay may binigay example o graph para to guide, para hindi tayo malito paano gumawa ng isang graph. Kasi karamihan dito sa topic na to is more on data. So, sana wag tayo malito. Binigay naman na guide to how to use or how to use for the specific data graph. So, next is stems on leaf graphs or stem plots. Stem plots. One sample of graphs, the stem and leaf graphs or stem plot, comes from the field of exploratory data analysis. It is a good choice which is the data sets are small. To create the plots, divide each observation of data into a stem and the leaf. The leaf consists of the final significance digit. For example, 23 has stem 2 and the leaf 3, 432 has stem is 43 and the leaf is 2. 5,432 has stem has 543 and the leaf is 2. The decimal 9.3 has a stem 9 and leaf 3. Write the stems in the vertical line from the smallest and the largest. Draw a vertical line of the right of the stems. Then write the leaves increasing order next to their corresponding stem. So, dito medyo mahirap. Kailangan natin gumawa ng graph para makuha natin yung tamang sagot. Dahil may binigay dito mga number. Like example, for the Susan Dean's Spring Pre-Calculus class, score for the first exam were the follow, smallest to large. So, pinakita dito example, galing sa pinakababa hanggang sa pinakamataas, 33 to 100. So, stem and leaves diagram. So, may pinakitan ditong diagram to stem and leaves diagram. Stem is at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, leaves is 3, 299, 355. So, 1, 3, 7, 8, 899, and 2008, 348, and 0, 3, 888, and 0, 2, 4, 4, 4, 4, 6, and 0. So, the stem plot show that most scorer fell in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. 8 out of the 31 scores of approximately 26% of the scores were in the 90% or 100, a fairly high number of us. The steam plots is a quick way to gram and gives an exact picture of the data. You won't be look for an overall patterns and any outlier. A outlier it is an observation of data that does not fit the rest of the data. So ang report namin is all about the graph, because descriptive statistic nga ang pinag-uusapan natin doon is hindi mawawala ang mga graphs to na paano natin isagawa ang isang bagay na magkakaroon tayo ng idea paano lumaki or paano yung increase ng isang bagay kung pinag-aaralan natin ito. Like sa company, more than sa company is need ng data collection. Ika nga dun sa example na binigay